We used to have 2 loading shovels. We went down to 1 and now we have none. In the new yard, we're done with the switch. It's time to lay pipe and start at the tip. And they say pressure is for tires, but we don't have a compressor and the pressure continues to mount. I'm Daniel and it's Ashville Weekly episode 191. It's bank holiday Monday morning. I repeat, bank holiday Monday morning. It's a national holiday, but I'm still working because I don't work in a bank. And it turns out traffic wardens also don't work in a bank. I am parked on a single yellow. I double, I triple, I quadruple checked. I read the sign. I always park here on a Sunday, and today is a public holiday. And somehow I have been given a ticket. Am I wrong here? Perhaps I'm missing something. Aside from that, I'm using the time to catch up with work. I've made a new plan for the new yard, which will be in a separate video. Because truth be told, we're not even near close to be moving into the yard, but we're gonna have to find a strategy in order to just get over there, begin to operate, and then resequence all the works that need to take place. It's not ideal. I keep saying to myself, the winner is just the loser who tried one more time. When I think to myself, you've gone and got yourself in this, you were fine where you were, why did you have to take on more? Why did you have to do this? Why did you have to do that? Something else I keep telling myself, success is never owned. It is rented, and the payment is due day in and day out. And that's it for Monday. Bank holiday Monday, where traffic wardens give out parking tickets. It's Tuesday morning, not in the yard. I'm at the refurbishment project in the loft. We are laying acoustic floor matting. Have a look at a side profile of that. This is made up of a vinyl with a foam backing. After we put this in place, we will fit underfloor heating. This needs to be fitted beneath the underfloor heating to ensure the sound doesn't transfer to the floors below. So this will be glued to the rubber matting and the pipes will run between these ridges. When are you looking to put the underfloor heating? Tomorrow?
No, I'm gonna start today.
You're gonna start today? And what, you think the underfloor heating in 2 days or a day?
I need
To plan your route with the pipes. Okay, fine.
Exactly.
This takes about 24 hours to dry fully, but 12 hours before you can walk on it. This area is new and was done this morning, but the area over there, where Eddie's standing, is dry. So we're gonna finish this part and then we're gonna get over to that side and start the underfloor heating and work our way this way. In the kitchen, the majority of the 160mm insulation is in place. We're just taping up the joints now. There's an area here which isn't done because this is internal. The rest of it though, we're there or thereabouts. Once this is done, we're going to run the cables, and you can see these little hangers, what we've got here. This is where the metal track system will fit onto this, and then there'll be 2 plasterboard. In the loft, we can now see the size of the bathroom. It's a very small unit, just so people don't need to go all the way up to the ground floor. But because we're in a basement, we need to pump the waste from here to the waste on the ground floor. So we have a toilet, and on the back side of the toilet, we have a macerator, what we call a Saniflow, and you can see the pipe connected to it, which is gonna take the waste away. In years gone by, these were extremely loud, but they've got a lot more quiet. Now I'm gonna press the toilet to test it, and we can see the noise level, the decibels, if you wanna call it that. But remember, all of this will be boxed in and there'll be insulation around it. So this unit will churn up all of the waste and toilet paper. Unlike the Ashville yard, people in this house won't be using blue roll when they go to the toilet. I don't know how people do that because it feels like sandpaper. And we have adequate supplies of toilet paper. Next to this pipe, you can see the feed and the return for the underfloor heating, which is over in the cinema area. The bar is gonna be here. We had to chisel out a bit of the screed, and these are the feeds for water through the wall into the screed, and these will pop up inside the bar. Also within the bar, we're gonna have another macerator, Saniflow. You can see the waste from it here. So it will be sat inside the cupboard, it will break down the waste, and then it will pump it to this point, and it'll go up here and to the waste on the ground floor. That's it for the refurbishment project. Heading back to the yard where a train has arrived. The shuttering work in the new yard continues, drilling and fitting rebar into the ground to create uprights for support. This will aid in supporting the shuttering, which will act as a mould for the wet concrete while it dries. This is also known as curing. We are spraying a solution on the concrete facing side of the ply to ensure the concrete does not stick to it. Once the concrete is dried, this will help when removing the mould by reducing the force required and make it less likely the newly poured concrete will be damaged in the process. Membrane is laid on top of the subbase of type 1 and track ballast between the concrete sleepers. Then the mesh is measured, cut with a grinder, and 2 layers fitted with a gap between them. Marco, my brother, it's Wednesday and I'm in your manor.
You better not be, because if you are, I hope you've got your boxing gloves with you, because you will need them, because I'll hit you with that many lefts, you'll be begging for a right.
I'm going to Sticker Man's office quickly.
What, are we videoing or what? I better get down there, won't I? I could abuse both of you in one hit then. I could come down there in my new Range Rover.
So you've got a new Range Rover, have you? Right.
And a new Lamborghini. I've got one of them little sports cars. The only ones with the small seats.
You wouldn't even be able to get in and out of that.
Doesn't matter, I've still got it.
Well, there is that. Okay. What's happening out there?
Not a lot. We're steady as she goes, can't complain.
You dyed your hair yet?
That looks a good potion you're using, because your hair's sort of like jet black, isn't it? You need to do your beard, because there's more grey hairs in your beard than there is on top of my head.
I wouldn't say that's 100% accurate, but, you know, what do I know?
What are you going to Sticker Man's for? Because I'm nosy now. I want to know why are we videoing and filming? Does he need me there for a bit of content?
What we'll do when we need you, a bit like Batman, we'll shine the O of O'Donovan Weekly.
And on that note, listen to what I'm saying to you.
Right.
Then both your subscribers that go through the roof, because all they're interested is the O'Donovan Weekly, because they know we're going forward and not backwards. I haven't seen the Sticker Man for quite a while. I know he's still sticking badges on cars.
I think that's an oversimplification of the man's profession, but yes, I understand what you're saying.
I need to be in the video because he needs to get his ratings up. He's down near you at the bottom somewhere.
It's tough at the bottom, Michael. It's tough at the bottom.
Yeah, good. You have gone from the Premiership right down to the bottom of the conference. I don't need to get you back up with me in the Premiership.
I appreciate your concern, Michael. It doesn't go unnoticed. Say what you were saying about the Sticker Man again.
What about me getting his ratings up for him? Don't tell me you're getting skips off him again, because if you are, you'll wait about 3 weeks before they get there.
Speak to you soon, pal. Take care.
Go on, mate. Take care.
We're going to be chatting breeze. People have sent in questions, and we're going to answer them as best we can. I left Yanni Mize and head up to Woody and Kleiny. Really cool guys. Had a look around their setup. I love it. I love when I go somewhere inspirational and I can get ideas, which I'm going to try and implement in our new yard in Creative Suite next door to the video offices when we convert the Olympic containers. Click here to watch the video when I collected them. The new yard move is proving challenging at the moment, and the date today is the 29th of May. We have to be in there on the 21st of June, and we haven't done a thing. I had a plan, then it changed due to circumstances beyond our control. Then I had another plan, and it changed due to circumstances beyond our control. Just now I had a phone call, and it's changed again. I was thinking about splitting up the team at one point, having accounts and sales in one place and then having the ops and transport team somewhere else. The trouble is, you don't want to move into the new yard, put everything in place, and then every time you need to work underneath it, you're just moving it round. So you move it here, then you concrete, then you move it back. That is counterproductive and ends up costing you a lot more money. So some of the stuff will have to go elsewhere for a little while. In these other depots and storage areas, we need power, we need it to be secure. We keep coming up against problems. You saw me working on getting the generator up to scratch and having it tested and commissioned. But I don't want to run the yard on a generator the entire time, because if something happens and the generator turns off, turning off the power immediately like that is like giving a computer a heart attack. It's no good, and then the systems will malfunction, and all of our systems to run the lorries and our Sage accounting. I'm heading back to the yard now. I'm going to meet our IT provider subset, my townie, Terry. We're going to all put our heads together. At the same time, I need to have a look what's going on with the track, because the track has to be finished as well, because from the 21st we still need to accept trains to operate, and I don't know how we're going to get around that if it isn't all finished. It's like playing one of those games where you have everything stacked up and then you pull something out of it, you hope it doesn't fall down, and then you put it somewhere else, and the whole time you're seeing where you can pull things out and replace them to make a plan to keep moving forward without collapsing what you already did. Forward to the yard and for the glory of Ashville. Our compressor is still not working, so we've brought in a third party to help get the lorries back out on the road legally and safely. This brings me enormous pain. To pay someone else to do something we're capable of doing, but it's more important to get the lorries back out on the road. Compressor update coming later. It's Wednesday morning. No, it's not. It's Thursday morning. I'm in the yard. This is the sister lorry of the Volvo I showed you a few weeks back, where we needed the parts along the front of it because it had taken a knock. We did try to go to scrap yards and people who run Volvos and possibly have one at the back of the yard which they're stripping parts off, but we couldn't find it anywhere. Long gone are the days when you find someone who keeps old lorries and strips the parts off bit by bit to put on their other lorries. So we've had to go front door and go to Volvo, and those parts have been ordered. On this lorry, we have a few bits to do. There are 2 shock absorbers for the back of the cab, and there's a shock absorber on the second axle driver side we need to change. There are a couple of broken wires and air leaks here and there which we fixed, and a bit of welding to do on the body. So we are waiting for a big delivery from Volvo for the bits for this and the bits for the other lorry, and hopefully we can put them back together and get them on the road. I ain't got one on this.
No drama, no stress.
Sitting up in my office, I saw a delivery arriving that I want to capture. Here we go. This is the timber for the flatbed. At long last, we found someone that does it in the 5.8 meter lengths that we need. What a result. It was looking a bit worse for wear, but with this delivery, we should get it back where it needs to be. Nice. There we go. That is going to need a bit of wax oil, and then we're going to be good to go. That was Nick in the tipper leaving, and in front was Taron Deep. He's gone out with Eddie, and Eddie's going to capture what Taron Deep's delivery is like for one of our customers who we put material into their bags, and then he's going to go and do a muck away job.
My name is Taron Deep. Now I'm a Grab driver. Yeah, I'm from Punjab, from India. Start at 6, pick the lorry up, do defect checks. Most of our jobs are in London. 4-5 jobs, 1 delivery, 4 muckaways. Sometimes only 4 muckaways. Depends on what kind of jobs are.
There's a new plan on the compressor. We kept changing parts on it and it still didn't work. So the company that we buy the parts from, they actually sell compressors also. We are unbolting our compressor. Tire technician is holding the nuts from this side and my townie's on the other side. We're gonna completely unattach the compressor so it's no longer fixed. We're gonna remove the frame around it. We're gonna drive to the company tomorrow. They're gonna put a brand new one in there for us. We're gonna give them this old one and they're gonna repair it. And once it's fully fixed, we're gonna go and collect it and keep it as a spare. What I didn't realize is how much we actually use this compressor in the yard. My townie is telling me I bought it in about 2018 and he's saying I have had adequate use out of it. I don't think I have. I think it should last me about 10 years, but he's saying with the amount of hours we have it on a day, it's there or thereabouts. Little update in the new yard. The track work is going well. The shuttering is in place at the top part of the yard and you can see where it's been sectioned off for all the 6-meter pours. I was just having a look onto the main line. Have a look in here. We've got these fish plates and the track is bolted together. Out on the main line, they have much longer lengths of track and all of them are welded. Now the track in this yard has these fish plates because that was the original track and we took it out and refurbished it. These fish plates in an ordinary setup would provide some tolerance. When track heats to about 27 degrees, it can expand and contract. The gap that you can see here can change by up to 10 mil. The fish plate has 30 mil holes and the bolts are 25 mil. In an ordinary setup, you lubricate this area so the 2 rails can move, expand and contract. Because we're pouring a slab, there'll be no movement whatsoever and the track will be rigid. If you have a look down there, you'll notice that this track does it perfectly, kind of S's and kicks in. Then we got the 2 switches, managed to fit them together, and then after that it kicks out again. That's been done because the switches that we have, they don't fit together as they normally would if they were 2 of the same kind. But we've managed to make it work, and GB rail for it have popped out, and the curve in the track here and the curve in the track here is completely within regulation. And I am with Steve, the voice of doom and gloom, who for once isn't giving me doom and gloom news. One team have finished, they're leaving. The lads are gonna continue with the shuttering up and start pouring concrete. Hopefully our track will be ready to accept trains because we are less than 4 weeks away from moving into this yard. I'm trying to plan cash flow in the new yard to undertake the electrical works, but I want to stagger the payments as much as possible because we don't have the resources to pay everything up front, and that is not smart use of resource even if you have it. I wanted to pay the electrical engineer to give us a brief outline while they work on the full design so I can go out to people and get tenders on the materials and the work. Now I'm looking at the SSE quote. I've got 90 days to accept. What can I pay so they can begin to plan it? If I only tell them later, then they're gonna need a certain amount of time from that point. So I'm trying to move it all along. Looking at this, and I can't work it out, what the minimum I can pay now. And if there is a minimum, it doesn't look like it's something that I would consider to be a minimum. And this is compounded by the fact that HMRC, which I keep telling you about, we thought it was solved, we thought it was done. They wanted us to resubmit VAT returns in other companies, even though that's nothing to do with what they were doing. It was all agreed, and somehow the entire process was done incorrectly. HMRC sent us bills from another office. The amount they were meant to refund us, they billed us in 3 different companies for a total of between 400 and 500k, something like that. So now our CFO, Donica, Mr. EBITDA, has to go back to them with the letters, the original email we sent, call, get a ticket, get to the back of the line and submit it all over again and give them time to sort it. I mean, the decisions. But other than that, it hasn't been the worst day I've ever had. I'm furious! But it certainly hasn't been the best day I've ever had, or the best week I've ever had. And that's it for Thursday. It's Friday, and I'm in the yard. An engineer has come in to do the certification on all of our plant. He went and visited all the plant which is already on site, and now he's in the yard. Speaking of plant, this is the 566 loading shovel. It's broken down. We have a warning on the dashboard. That warning could just be a broken wire or a sensor, but at the moment we don't know. We're trying to get someone in. But currently we cannot load lorries, so we are using the L860 to move material round in the yard. But that is the best use of resources and diesel. What can we do? We are where we are. Simon's heading back to the weighbridge. Let's see how he's getting on.
When a lorry comes in, basically we take the tail weight of it and then we send it off to get loaded with whatever material it needs, how much it needs. So we speak to Flo on the radio, we tell him like what to load up and that. Come back on the weighbridge, we make sure they're not overweight going out, make sure they've got the right material on. We give them a ticket, they sign it, so they've got a proof collection, and then we basically send them on their way. But also see all the folders and stuff. All the drivers do a run sheet every day, so we check off their work, make sure it corresponds to what's on the computer system, and make sure everything goes off for invoicing correctly. And then we have drivers run folders down here. We do the driver's license check for them. We try and do that every 2 months now. I like everything to be sorted out and neat and tidy. A bit of OCD about me, but you know, at least you know where you can go and get stuff when you need it. Terry rings me up and says, "So I can have a look at a run sheet for that one." I can go straight there and grab it. And it's a little bit quiet at the moment. Usually we have a good few lorries in. We've got some due on the way back. We've also got the tracker on over here as well. If the drivers are coming back from a job and they need to get loaded, I can let Flo know, right, we need to get type 1 ready for the driver. He's on his way back. Morning, mate, how are you? You all right?
How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, I'm good. You in for a bit of type 1, yeah? So, give me 2 seconds now, we'll weigh you in. So what we do, we put the registration in. They've been stored in the system already because they've previously been in before. So we take our weights from our weighbridge machine here, 12.40. That's his tear weight. So that means he's coming empty. So now he's going to go off and get loaded. He's looking for 18 tonnes of type 1. So we got on the radio to Flo. You're right, Flo. Flo, can we load 18 tonnes of type 1 on this one, please, mate? So yeah, head off and get loaded, and I'll see you back on in a minute, yeah? We let him go off, get loaded. And then obviously he'll be back around in about 4 or 5 minutes, and then we book him out, we take his weight down. At the moment we're ordering up uniforms for the drivers. Drivers are going to get provided with 2 pairs of jogging tracksuits and 2 t-shirts for summer's coming, and a new high vis. That's going to be the new design on the back of the high vis. The lads in the office are getting polo t-shirts for the lads out in the sales, and that's going to be the new design on there for them. So he's actually carrying 18.36 tonnes, so his weight's good. So you happy with that 18.36, yeah? Good man. That's him now, that's him all sorted. He's about the door now and onto his delivery. That's us.
In the backyard, I have a new plan. One of our L860 buckets is up at Welder Faber. So we want to put the other L860 bucket, the one that we're using now to move material around and load lorries, and we want to swap them. But before we swap them, we want Bazza to weld metal plates down the central part of this flatbed. If he welds metal through the middle of this and we have our new timber to change the outside, this will be as good as new. And we won't have the problems we're having over here anymore. This is where the buckets punch through the timber. But we will keep timber on the outside because it's less slippery for the metal tracks on the machines. So I'm going to take a couple of measurements for Bazza so he can prepare. Now I'm heading back to my office for a Zoom. And George, our skip driver, is heading out to do a job. He's on the way to exchange a grab box on a basement project for a bigger grab box.
It was my dream from young to drive the lorries. I love this job. You just check your list in the morning, you see what jobs you got, and you take the size of skip what you need. We got 8-yard normal skip, 8-yard crane skip, 12-yard skip, and grab boxes, this one.
In order to change over this grab box in a narrow residential street with a tightly packed site, we first need to drop the grab box that we brought with us from the yard. Then reverse in and take the grab box currently on site and drop it out of the way so we have space to maneuver. Now lift the new grab box back on again, which we originally arrived with, reverse in and drop that to the side. Then collect and take back to the yard the exchanged grab box which we took out of the site a moment ago. This entire process is a lot easier to do than it is to explain. We are back. New compressor, and we left the old one with them. Hopefully they can get the old one fixed. Tyre technician is going to take this van home tonight. Over the weekend, he's going to strip everything out of it. He wants to create his own working space. He's going to jet wash the whole thing down, and we've got a couple of toolboxes what are going to go in the back, and possibly some shelves to put all the kit. So this will be a completely different van on Monday morning, where the man will be very happy to work. And as long as no one else goes in there and makes a mess of it. That'd be nice. Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? We're back up and running, and tyres are getting repaired in the yard. Saturday, I'm in the yard, heading over into the new yard. We are setting up pipes to prepare for the concrete pour on Monday. We park the pump somewhere around here and connect to this pipe work. As the lads are working pouring concrete down there, they can disconnect these quick clamps and remove the pipe and keep disconnecting and removing as they make their way down to here. Here we are at the other end. As I told you a few weeks back, we are going to leave this area over here because that's where we're going to have our weighing system. But this will be the first section which is concreted, and I'll have a rough idea what it's going to look like when it's finished. Very excited. Our tyre technician wants to create his own workspace, which he can maintain. He calls on the help of his partner, and they start with a deep clean of the inside. Once that's done, it's the externals, including the wheels and the engine. Fit out time. This is a toolbox we had sat in the container, which will be perfect for storage. As part of the Pimp My Van process, the internals are coated in my favorite color, Ashville black. We used to have one shovel a very long time ago. And then I realized that when the train was in, one shovel wouldn't be enough. It could be working in this yard, moving material around, double handling, I might add, and we could need one in the main yard loading lorries. So we got 2 shovels. And they didn't give them to us for free. They were very expensive, about 400 grand's worth of kit. You wouldn't think that you'd be in a position where now you don't have a shovel at all to load any lorries. And this is compounded by the fact that Welder Fabber managed to get it out, stripped it apart nice and quickly, and there are 2 parts which he needs from Liebherr directly, which are a 4 to 5 week lead time. So the other shovel is not going to be fixed and back anytime soon. This shovel, hopefully we can get it going again, and we've got an engineer coming to take a look at it on Monday. You know, they say these things are sent to try us. I think that's an understatement. What's planned for Monday with this concrete?
The pump drives in so that the hopper's facing out, connects up the last little bit. The concrete and gang will be here at 7. They've shuttered 12 slabs, and they're gonna pour every second one in like a hit and miss. But as they're pouring, the shuttering gangs will still be working their way down the line.
How many meters of concrete do we reckon we're going to pour?
They've estimated it's between 55 and 60 meters.
Thank you, Terry. And that's it for Ashville Weekly episode 191.
Whoa. Sorry to interrupt you, Terry. The time now is 10:55. I haven't really gone into it this week, but Frighty, our senior editor, is not in this week, and Meds had a family issue and he couldn't be in the yard this week. And we have a great team now, but a lot of the guys haven't been with us that long. This week I've been a lot more involved in what's going on in content. I've probably spent about 80% of my time working on content this week. It's why I wasn't filming so much at the beginning of the week. Well, after earlier when I was with Terry, I spent a couple of hours down in the video office and we finished off weekly episode 189. It was exporting and I waited for it to export and then I uploaded it to the channel. It was about 8 o'clock and I said to myself, right, I'm gonna upload it and I'm gonna go and have something to eat. I was late for dinner. I went straight there in my work clothes because there was no time to go home. And then I went onto the YouTube Studio app, and weekly 189 has an ineligibility problem with it. Basically, the video can't be monetized because of a copyright issue. Now, there shouldn't, it just says it all, doesn't it? Where's the censors? Now, there shouldn't be any copyright issues because all the music we use, we have licenses for it. I've had to come all the way back. I don't know how to edit using the controls in Premiere Pro, but I'm gonna call Meds, who's in another country, and I'm gonna try to change something in this video and re-export it if I could find the correct key for the office. This is driving me mad. Now, it would have been easier to just say, do you know what? I've had a long, hard week. I'm working 18-hour days. There's a problem with the video. The video doesn't need to be monetized. It's just one video that's not monetized. But how do I pay my editors if I'm going to put up 45-minute videos which do not generate any revenue to cover my costs? I never talk about money on YouTube, but yes, our channel is monetized and we don't make money out of YouTube. I just try to cover our expenses so I don't have to pay our edit team and our subscriptions and for all our computers out of other companies within the group. That's all I try to do. It's not a money-making business. That's not why I do it. It's more about growing the Ashville brand and the opportunities which can present themselves if more people know who you are and what you do. And people are asking me if I'm watching the boxing after I'm paying big DAZN subscription, and I'm not watching the boxing, unfortunately. Now I need to be guessing people's passwords on their computers. Good thing I asked for it. And as I was saying, it would be easier for this video to not go out and to just accept that it's been a difficult week and these circumstances were unforeseen and there's nothing I can do about it and I'm going to sleep. But if I'm gonna behave like that, then I might as well set fire to this office and take the last 4 years and throw them in the bin. This is a can-do group of businesses and production company, because that's what Ashville Entertainment is. So it's 11 o'clock on Saturday night and I have no idea what time I'm gonna leave here, but I have to do it. That video has to be there. I think about when Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant said, I have to play my best this game because somebody could have saved their money and come to watch me, and this might be the only time they see me play live. I have to do my best. I can't let it go. I just can't do it. Weekly not going out for 1 week with no explanation is irreversible damage. It's irreversible. It's not gonna be all right. It's never gonna be all right. You have to do your best. I'm living and I'm breathing. I'm tired, but I'm just gonna have to find a way to make this happen. And you know what? It's probably gonna go out and who knows how well it's gonna do. People might not like it. They may have comments. They may feel the video feels like it's edited slightly different because I spent a lot more time on it than I normally do. Sometimes people ask me how, or what is the key to being consistent, and how do you do it every week? And it's moments like this that make the difference, that tell the story of what you do. While it's difficult, these challenging times define yourself and your business, or whatever journey you're on. Now, in 5 years, I look at our YouTube channel as an asset as well. In 5 years, when I look back and I see the video that I'm struggling to put up now and I watch it, I'm not going to remember what happened today. I'm just going to look at it and think, yes, it was worth it. One way or another, I am going to work this out. And this video, Ashville Weekly, episode 189, will be on that channel tomorrow morning. And that video will be monetized so we can generate revenue and I can keep the machine going. The Ashville edit team is now 1 cameraman and 5 people. That's how we're managing to bring out the videos more frequently. And if I decide to go to sleep because I'm tired, why isn't the mouse working? I now need to generate money through construction work and through trucks and concrete in order to pay to make videos. And I don't think that makes sense. And I've got to try my best on everything I'm doing. And I've got to do it without a mouse because the mouse isn't working. What on earth is going on here? Why isn't the mouse working? The time now is 11:03 p.m. on Saturday night. And that's it for Ashville Weekly, episode 189. Let's go to the past and I can't even speak properly, and let Terry close off this week as he was about to do earlier. Click here for the Ashville website. Click here to subscribe to our channel. Click here for an Ashville video you may not have seen before, and click down here for last week's episode, which was number 190. I got to shout loud because you've got the microphone on. You'll mess up the audio otherwise. Tezza.
That's what we all need to hear, is you shouting more.
Very good, Terry. Very good.